start off by saying Happy Monday. So I'm going to start by asking you to think of a romantic movie or novel that you know about. Now, usually there's a main character and also a leading lady. And in those situations, there's always one way that they meet each other. It could be a run-in at a coffee shop where they accidentally bump each other, or it could be something like love at first sight. Either way, they all revolve around the same concept and idea, the idea of talking to each other and people around you. Though they're a little bit more cliche and they're not as realistic as other things, they revolve around that idea. And talking eventually, though it's something that we use every single day, has become something that we're afraid of and that we avoid on a constant basis because we're so scared of what people will judge about us. And in terms of me, I am an antisocial college student. I have no affiliations with any of my clubs, or any clubs on campus for the matter. And so something like talking face-to-face is still hard for me to do. But through this speech, I want to try to persuade you and me to start talking to other people. And in my speech, I'm going to be first talking about... I'm going to fix that first. But either way, I'm first going to be talking about the problems, the causes, and the solutions. And through my speech today, I hope that I can show you how changing our habits will help us understand the world as well as the people around us. So first and foremost, what are the problems that we have? So because there's so many different methods of communicating now, we tend to avoid talking directly face-to-face. And this gives us two problems. It gives us antisocial behavior, and it also allows us the ability to be somebody that we aren't. So first and foremost, I'm going to start off with antisocial behavior, especially in colleges. So according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, in October 2013, 65.9% of 2013 high school graduates were enrolled in colleges or universities. And of course, we're part of that statistic because we're here. So even though we're in college, it's a lot different compared to high school, where we're basically around the same group of people for 4 years. In elementary school and middle school, it's even longer. But in college, you're expected to join clubs, you're supposed to socialize with people, but what if you don't socialize with them? It becomes a lot harder to communicate with people, and thus you're supposed to find different ways to communicate. Stuff like talking to people in class, trying to get to know the people around you. That's something that we have to do, but it's a lot harder to do. And this forces us to use stuff like social media, in essence, Facebook. And that segues into my next topic, the ability to be somebody we aren't. Now, according to Heather Kelly in CNN, the social media company Facebook said that 8.7% of its 955 million monthly active users worldwide are duplicates or false accounts. So that's about 83 million people who are not real on Facebook, which becomes a lot more difficult to meet people, because how do you know if they're real or fake? How do you know if they're duplicates? How do you know if they're imaginary friends that are not actually real? So it becomes a lot harder to rely on social media, because what if these people are not there? So this leads into the big issue. Now, there are two big issues in terms of not being able to communicate, and one of them is technology. This is our physical aspect of what the biggest issue about communication is. And we all know that technology has come to arise, and we rely on technology on a social basis now. If we don't have our phones, we feel like something's missing from our body, and it's like an organ out of our person. And according to this statistic by Quartz.com, there are approximately 7 billion people on Earth, and out of that 7 billion, 6.8 billion have cell phones. So you can see how much we rely on technology now. And because so many people have cell phones, it also leads into social media. A majority of us do have Facebook, and we use it for communications. However, the idea of social media has an irony in its name in general, just because social media is not actually social. However, I have to say that saying social media does not actually promote being social is undermining the idea of internet altogether. Being social on Facebook allows you to update yourself on celebrity news, update on your friends, but you're not actually socializing in person. You're socializing over seeing what they're doing. We're acting like our parents, where we're watching what our kids are doing, but we don't know what they're doing at all. Now, another aspect of not communicating with others is our social phobias. This is one of the 7 big anxieties, according to COMM Clinic. And this is defined as difficulty coping with situations where you have to socialize, which for me is right now. And one of the biggest reasons why we're scared of communication is because of our fear of judgment. We're scared of what people are going to think about us if we say something. This is highlighted in this quote. There's no such thing as a stupid question. That is wrong. There's probably always something that's going to make us sound stupid, and that's what we're afraid of. We're afraid of saying something that makes us sound completely wrong. Like, what if we said something like, there's no ocean? That's kind of stupid, isn't it? Because it's all around us, and we need it to survive. But either way, we're always scared of what people are thinking about us. And because we're scared of that, we're preventing ourselves from talking to others. And this is the same with stereotypes. Stereotypes causes us to fear talking to others as well. Like, let's say, sorry, I'm not trying to be racist here, but let's say that if you were a black man, right, and you were on the busway, more than likely some people will tend to pull their bags away or be scared of them. And we would never try to communicate with them. It'd be much harder. So this leads to my solutions, and two big solutions to solve these causes. Now, the benefits of face-to-face communication can be seen with no miscommunications with each other, as well as no more fear. So starting off with no miscommunication, technology takes away our ability to see what people are feeling and what people are emotionally reacting, or how they react to what we're saying. So through talking face-to-face, we can see how people react to us. We can ask them to elaborate. We can see what they're feeling, if they're sad, if they're happy. It becomes a lot easier to see what they're actually feeling from this. And in terms of no more fear, we realize that through talking through other people, we're not that different from everybody else. It's the same in colleges. If we start to get to know the people around us, we realize we're all in the same boat. We're all trying to get a good education. We're all out of high school. We all don't know what the hell to do, but we're still trying to get through college all together. In conclusion, In conclusion, learning about the people around us helps us to get rid of these social anxieties, as well as to get rid of stereotypes, and also we can get rid of this fear that we always have of people judging us. And through reviewing the problems, the causes, and the solutions, I hope that you get to understand why face-to-face communication is such a good thing. And I hope we start to get to talk to people more often, and that we don't let something like talking become another romantic story scenario. Thank you.